Hello, welcome to the podcast for the working girl. Today, I'll be talking to you about same but different. 5 ways to show up at meetings when working remotely. So I was in a video call 2 days ago, like my 100th video call. Okay, I'm exaggerating, but having used Teams, Zoom, Blue Jeans, various apps, I'd just been sent a link to this new app for which I spent nearly 15 whole minutes trying to share screen. Now, the recipient so hooed and oohed and explained that, oh yes, technology does get the better of us sometimes. Oh, it happens to the best of us. Oh, it's happened to me before. But I didn't feel good about the impression I was about to leave with a new team. So, eventually I got through. I made up with the way that I presented, tried very hard to show up correctly. But look, I just thought to myself that I must take great care, knowing that we're working remotely. I must take great care and make extra effort to show up in that way that projects what I stand for. And that's how I came about 5 ways of showing up at a meeting. And it's true that it's the same, but in a lot of ways it's different. So here are the 5 ways that I now show up at meetings. Now, the first thing I'm asking us to do is to ditch the jackets or pajama bottoms, which is the jacket tops and the pajama bottoms. Now, we've been told repeatedly by research that the way that you dress boosts your confidence. So one last effort, I feel like you need to give yourself one last boost by including the right bottom so that you pep things up and so that the confidence comes through in the virtual meetings. Now, the second thing that I'm going to ask that we do is, look, I know that sometimes we do turn off our videos, but don't be tempted to scroll on social media. You never know when your views are going to be asked. Sometimes someone will say to me, and what's Ikiri's views? I'll be like, oh my goodness, where were they? Where did I stop? But honestly, paying full attention has its rewards. I think remembering also that we have lost the advantage of reading body language. So paying full attention has all the benefits. I feel like, yes, it's true that you may not be seeing people, but you can pick out a few nuances, pick out what isn't being said if you pay really full attention. Now, the third thing that I'm going to say is make sure you are heard. And I was in a meeting today and one of the ladies, in the mentorship meeting said to me, sometimes I feel like all the points have been made and whatever else I'm doing is kind of wasted or extra. And I said to her, no, I don't think so. Yes, great points and many points could have been made, but there are ways in which you can build on the point. So you can say, can I just build on what Martha said? Can I just build on what Keniwe said? Those are the ways in which you can make inputs. And I think that if all fails, you can use the chat box, but you should put in a message that says you concur maybe with an earlier point. Oh, hi, I concur with the point that Martha just made with regards to blah, 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 blah. But just to be silent all through the meeting, not using the chat box, not building on anybody's views, I feel like that isn't fully representative. Now, if you'd be presenting, whether you're using an old app or a new app, I'm going to ask that you please test it prior. There's no need to feel like you're over familiar with the platforms. I know that the platform that I used last week was new to me, but I guess I kind of assumed that everything would have the share screen button and all you needed to do was click on it. First of all, in all the apps that I use, the share screen buttons are typically at the bottom. This one was top right. And then it was oddly placed. And then I clicked it once, it didn't go. It was just, okay, maybe I'm stretching now. It wasn't a hot mess, but it was something that could have been avoided. So I'm going to say test. No need to be over familiar with the platforms. Now, the fifth thing I'm going to say, and obviously one that I only learned last week, that it isn't enough to joining the meetings at the right times. I feel like you should join a few minutes before. And when you join a few minutes before, it allows you time to just e-hobnob. So I joined 1 meeting actually a few minutes prior, and I found people were chit-chatting, and I'm like, oh, is this all that I'm missing? So you should join if you can afford it and you are free before your next meeting. You should join in a few minutes before. Now, I know that I told you I was going to give you 5 points, but obviously I like to be generous. But also, I think in truth is that the whole process, we're all each evolving and getting a better hang of it, and we'll keep evolving for a while. So if you have made one gaffe, I'm going to say don't beat yourself over the head. I mean, not too much. Look, people actually forget because people are very bothered by various different things. So I doubt that they'll be thinking exclusively about you, because there is actually genuinely a lot that people are concerned about. So otherwise, I'm going to say go off and show up in that solid way that represents your personal brand. And I'm going to ask that you have a great, great week on purpose. Cheers.